The Ministry of Health is appealing to members of the public in possession of the missing sodium cyanide drums to immediately surrender them to the authorities. Deputy Director General for Health, Dr. Sultani Matendechero, has warned that the chemical is highly toxic and poses adverse health effects. The government has launched a probe into the accident that saw members of the public make away with drums of the highly toxic chemical after lorry ferrying it overturned in Kambembe Area, that's in Rironi in Kiambu County. Mary Mwoki has more.
A multi-sectoral team comprising of officials from the national and county government on Monday conducted home visits in Kambembe Area, Rironi in Kiambu County, to sensitize the community on the harmful effects of sodium cyanide, even as calls intensify for those in possession of the missing drums bearing the toxic chemical to surrender them. The delegation led by Kiambu Governor Kimani Wamatangi says 15 are still missing after the Saturday accident.
We have recovered 8 out of 24, but we are told that some were carried away. People saw matatus and other vehicles loading and taking them towards Rift Valley. They have told us they are coming. They are also carrying along antidotes for this poison, so they can be able to give to any villagers who have been affected.
So our biggest worry was if there was some exposure by those people who are around that area. Even when you just inhale a very small amount of sodium cyanide, or you ingest a very small amount, then it can very quickly, within minutes, it can lead to death. So we quickly reached out to the community health assistant, who now mobilized the community health promoters to start conducting what we call risk communication and community engagement.
Short-term exposure to the chemical leads to headaches, dizziness, shortness of breath, nausea and vomiting, loss of consciousness and convulsions, while long-term exposure causes neurological damage, thyroid dysfunction and cardiovascular problems. The government has remained mum on where the chemical was being transported to amidst growing public health safety concerns on the health consequences for the numerous residents who came into contact with the chemical and continue to hoard it, oblivious of the dangers involved.
To issue a warning to transporters in the country and to companies that it is highly irresponsible, in my view as a chairman, that chemicals and substances of such high risk and highly poisonous should just be transported anyhowly.
Told, of course, there is a probe that will be done. We had our colleagues from NEMA there yesterday, and among other things, they'll be looking into what you just asked around whether the protocols were followed and so on, so that we can know if there is any culpability. And my belief is that if there is culpability, then definitely there needs to be some consequences around that.
Sodium cyanide is used commercially for fumigation, electroplating, extracting gold and silver from ores, and chemical manufacturing. Mary Mwoki, Citizen TV.